doing here? I'm just making sushi. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be making one of the more popular Miss Sushi rolls, which is the redhead. It has shrimp tempura, it has imitation crab, it has spicy tuna on top, spicy sauce, and of course, some tempura crunchies, which make anything better. Let's make it now. Seaweed in Japanese is called nori. All you need is a half sheet. You want to keep your hands moist. Clap off the excess moisture because you don't want all that rice sticking to your hands. It can be quite the doozy. Here we go, right across the top. I then use my hand, line up the edges, line up the top, pull down the opposite edge, and then pull the rest down to the bottom. Make sure you have an even layer of rice, because you don't want any black little patches after you roll our redhead up here. It's going to look a lot nicer at the end. Now, insides. Let's get some crab. A little more. Always remember, the neater your ingredients go into the roll, the neater they're going to come out when you cut them. Crab. And of course, my favorite, shrimp tempura. And then, I always re-moisten my hands. I hold the back of it with my thumbs, so it rests kind of on the inside of where my index is. I use the rest of my fingers to hold all the ingredients in as I roll it and really tuck it in. Really tuck it in because you don't want the roll to open up after you cut it. One more flip over. Use your wet cloth to keep your board from getting sticky rice all over it. And then grab your makisu or bamboo mat. One wrapped in plastic is always good for when you have rice on the outside, our American style rolls. So you want it to be like a mailbox. Straight on the sides, slight curve on top, and straight on bottom. You're going to get a nice shape. I like to flip it a little bit just to make sure I have that shape throughout. And then, since it's a redhead, we're going to grab some spicy tuna and drag it across the top. Easy peasy. Grab a little more. And anything that you put on top, you're going to close it in with a little bit of plastic. And then you're going to use your unplastic makisu to keep that same shape before you cut it. The plastic's going to keep everything in place. And then I think the easiest way to cut is to A, get the tip of your knife wet and let the excess moisture shake down to the bottom of the knife. And then I go down the center, cut in half again. I keep cutting in half until I get 8 pieces. Some people go all the way down from one end to the other, but I prefer to get the nice even cuts that cutting it in half a few times will do. I then take my plastic maki, grab the excess plastic off from the top. Always wipe off your knife after cutting. And then since it's a redhead and it's going to get some tempura crunchies and spicy sauce on top, I always stack them together to give them a little bit of a bed to sit on. I like to space them apart so they're still going to have some space for crunchy sitting. I go spicy sauce. We're going to finish it off with some tempura crunchies. They're another favorite of mine. Right over the top. And I think that little crunch gives it something a little extra. Would anyone like a bite? Perfect. And that's our famous redhead. If you ever make sushi at home and one shrimp tempura isn't enough, or maybe you want to add some avocado, maybe some sprouts, you can definitely get creative. I like to put in 2 shrimp for the halibut. Anyhow, let's finish up our double shrimp redhead. Oh, we already put rice. Okay, spread it out. If the rice starts to stick to your hands, you need more moisture. Seeds, make sure your board is moist. And like I said, for the halibut, let's go double shrimp. Roll her up, nice and tight. Wipe your board, maki-su with plastic. Make sure it's got a good shape. Spicy tuna across the top. Plastic. No plastic maki. Uh-oh. Okay. Always remember to wipe your knife, wipe your cutting board, because the #1 rule in sushi is keep clean. So let's get that plastic off of here. And this lunch is going to the studio audience. I want to make sure it's pretty for all of you. Right in front, spicy sauce. And let's get a few more crunchies. Awesome. I'm gonna let you all start on this while I go get started on this. See you next week, everyone. It's been a real treat. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. You guys are the best. You really are. Best audience I've ever had. Ever. Truly. Thank you again.